Let's go. Hey, it's so crazy.
Jamaica is a beautiful place. I do feel at home. I feel that part of my spirit is here. And I feel really blessed, and I'm very proud to be Jamaican.
Hey, it's so crazy. Think of your day. Girl, you amaze me. Look how you rest on my mind.
Every Jamaican was born with potential, just like everyone in Canada and the United States. Because of that potential in us, it gives us the ability to learn any sport. We have so many great track athletes, and now basketball is big. It's been introduced to young people here, and so hockey will be no different.
It's so crazy. I don't even know.
The Jamaican people, they're traditionally athletic people. They're strong and they're fast, and they love sport, and they're good at it. We want to show the world that Jamaica is not just track and field. You put them on skates and they can dominate as well.
Don't know what to do.
This is hockey.
This is hockey.
This is hockey, Jamaica.
He vibes. Respect. Yeah, man, respect.
My responsibility is to take all of these blessings and pay it forward and try to do the best I can to help other people and share those blessings with them. I really do believe that. Otherwise, what am I doing here, right? You know, because you have to have a purpose, and I think that's what my purpose is. I'll try to represent everything that I am with my tattoos, and out of many one people, that's Jamaica's motto. My name is Graham Townsend. I'm the first Jamaican-born NHL player. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. We left in March of 1969 when I was about 3.5 years old. So it was a new world. Obviously, we come from this beautiful, warm climate. When we stepped off the plane, the first thing I said to my mother was, "Mommy, I want to go back to Jamaica because Canada is too cold." The turning point in my life came when one day I was outside trying to find some kids to play with. These kids were playing what I learned later was street hockey, and when I asked if I could play, they said I couldn't play because I need to have a hockey stick. A few weeks later, my mother and I were at a grocery store, actually, and they had some hockey sticks in a barrel. It was 99 cents for a wooden hockey stick, and I started playing street hockey and just fell in love with the game. Now the big test was getting on the ice, and that didn't go so well. I spent most of my time on my bottom, but eventually learned to get around the ice pretty good after a couple of hours. Went to a tryout, and I made the team. I couldn't believe I made the team, so that was it. I played hockey when I was 10. For some reason, I decided I wanted to play college hockey in the US and get a scholarship and then play in the NHL. So I don't know why I believed I could do it, but I did.
Graham Townsend, he'll have that muscle job in front of the net.
Graham, he had just driven down from Portland.
I do remember being on the bench, standing up for the national anthem. René Rancourt was singing. And I'm looking around at the rafters and I see all the names, Bobby Orr's jersey's up there and all these numbers. And then I can't believe I'm in the Boston Garden. I look down at my chest, I can see the spoked B, and it just felt like a dream because I dreamt this moment. I really did think I was dreaming. I couldn't tell for sure for a brief second. So what I did was I bit my tongue and I felt the pain. I really bit my tongue. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is real.
For Bob Sweeney, pass in front, Townsend trying to get a handle, scores! Graham Townsend got up and fired at home to make it 4-2. First of the season for Graham Townsend, who's played an excellent right wing for the Bruins.
Just hard work by Townsend, just tough, solid hard work.
I didn't know I was the first player born in Jamaica to make it to the NHL. I don't think I knew until about 2 years later when I was playing for the New York Islanders. The guy interviewing me mentioned it. I didn't even know if that was a thing, that people kept track of that, but I remember feeling really proud about that, thinking, wow, that's something great, to be first at something good.
Finley's pass comes in off the wing, shot it, the rebound is banged in. Look who scored the goal. Graham Townsend out of Kingston, Jamaica, makes it 4-0.
I've always been proud of being Jamaican. I was raised in a Jamaican household. I definitely have Jamaican values. There's a strong, prideful spirit that is unwavering with Jamaicans. And one thing about Jamaicans is, you don't take a back seat to anybody. And if people mistreat you or slight you, And unfairly, we never had a problem standing up for ourselves. And that's one thing that I still hold to this day. I wouldn't say that I was an enforcer, but I certainly had no problem sticking up for my teammates, and I always did. That is definitely an important trait to have as an athlete, especially hockey.
Townsend, if hard work pays off, it should for him. He puts a lot of effort into his hockey game.
Every minority player just wants to be a hockey player. They don't want to be thought of as a black player. Actually, one time I was asked a question, this was with the Islanders, I was asked what it was like to be a black hockey player, and my response was, well, when I was a white player, I felt this way, and now that I'm a black player, and I looked at the guy, I said, you know, I don't have any point of reference, because this is how I've been black my whole life, so I can't tell you what it feels like. It's just, I feel like a hockey player. And it wasn't until a few years later that I really embraced it. And I felt that, you know, there are other kids watching me now. I've had to really focus on being a really good role model for kids coming up through the game, because you can't fight everybody. Hockey means a lot, and it's evolved over time for me. I think when I started playing as a kid, it was just pure joy. And then it evolved into something where it gave me a platform, helping to develop kids with great character. The reason I go for the character first is because I believe that if you do have a great character, that means you're the type of person who does what you say you're gonna do. The hockey always takes care of itself with a character kid. So guys, you're gonna stand over here in like a half circle, like this. All right, so my name is Graham Townsend, guys. I was actually born here in Jamaica, and when I was 3 years old, my family moved to Toronto, and I started playing street hockey. We used a tennis ball, and we played in a court similar to this in front of my apartment building, and I fell in love with hockey, and had no idea the game was played on ice. I thought this was it. And when I got to ice hockey was much easier than ball hockey because the puck doesn't bounce like this. It's truly a benefit of playing street hockey first. People didn't really want us playing hockey. When I was 12 years old, a parent of one of my teammates told me that black people can't play hockey. And when I asked him why, he said it was because we have weak ankles, and because of that, we can't skate. I thought it was nonsense. I never believed any of these people. I eventually went on to play in the NHL, the world's top league. I went on to have a 10-year professional career, and now I run hockey schools. This stick probably costs about $250 US dollars. And this stick was left by a kid at my camp. They just left them at the rink. So I take them and I use them for programs like this. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the sport of hockey, because my plan is to come back to Jamaica frequently to start a grassroots hockey program, just like you guys are doing basketball. Grab a stick. I felt like that 5-year-old kid all over again when I watched the kids playing and trying to navigate, you know, how to handle a tennis ball like we used when I was a kid. It was amazing how quickly they picked it up, and I saw the joy in their faces as they were playing. It was almost like they couldn't get enough, and that's exactly how it was for me. You don't have to go through red tape, you just have to do it, right? So it's real simple. Bring equipment down here, set up clinics, and teach kids to play hockey. And I'm gonna leave the gear with the kids and let them play, because really that's what it's all about. You don't have to have a fancy rink, you don't have to have organized leagues and things like that. Hockey is an organic game where you can just go out and play anywhere. They play on beaches, they play anywhere in this world. So kids here can do the same thing. We would find the smallest strip of land, concrete, and play a game as children. We didn't need adults organizing it for us, telling us what to do. We would set the nets up ourselves. We would pick teams, and we were really well organized ourselves. We didn't need adults to do that. And these kids don't need adults to control what they're doing. They can do it themselves. Okay, all right, guys, bring it in. This is it, guys. This is hockey. Any questions at all?
NHL team used to play for?
I played for the Boston Bruins, the New York Islanders, and the Ottawa Senators. $59 to fly to Toronto. That's the ticket, 1969. Oh my God, March 15th. This is what brought me to Canada, right here.
Wayne Gretzky?
I played against Wayne Gretzky, yeah. Played against Mario Lemieux, Marc Messier. I have the pride of being the first Jamaican-born NHL player, and I believe you guys can do it too, honestly. So once we get one kid who has some success, everyone starts to believe, and once people believe, you can't stop them. All right, and good luck to you guys. Work hard, believe in yourselves, and you never know what can happen, man. But stick to your goals, your dreams. Don't let anybody deter you. You have a lot of untapped potential here, and I intend to open the floodgates and give these kids the opportunity to learn to skate and learn to play the game. And who knows, one day maybe one of these kids will play college hockey. And then from there, once one kid makes it to that level, then others will see that child and see that adult, and they'll think the same way I did when I saw Tony McKegney and Mike Marzen playing in the NHL. As soon as I saw them, I said to myself, well, if they can do it, I can too. And that will happen here.
The three most important things that motivate children. One is autonomy. They want to do something on their own. The second thing is mastery. They see themselves getting better. And the third is purpose, that they want to do it for themselves and they get some benefit. My parents never said, Carl, you need to play cricket. Carl, you need to practice cricket. And if anything, they were out of the way. My name is Carl Subban. I am the father of PK Subban, Malcolm Subban, and Jordan Subban. We are in Portland Cottage in the parish of Clarendon, Jamaica. When I come back to Portland Cottage, people know about my hockey life, and I've raised children who have made it in professional hockey. It makes them very, very proud, especially when they see the Subban name on television. They feel too, the people in Portland Cottage, that they're part of it. I was born in this community, 1958. Lived here until I moved along with my family to Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. I was 11 when I walked off the plane. My parents wanted more for themselves and for us. More opportunities. And I remember getting up and I looked outside through that window onto Peter Street. I heard kids having conversation outside. I asked my mom and dad, what are they saying? Carl, we don't know because they're speaking French. I said, for sure, no, I'm not going out there. But one day I'm walking home and I saw those kids playing street hockey. I heard the voice of one of them. Do you want to play hockey with us? Do you want to play hockey with us? And I ran home because I wasn't far from home, borrowed the neighbor's hockey stick, and I got in the game. They could have called me all these names and ignored me, but they called out to me. They reached out to me to play hockey with them, and that's how my hockey story started. This is our family photo from Sudbury with my dad and my mom. She was in a beauty contest for the parish of Clarendon, and she won. Her and my dad worked so hard to give us the foundation to excel in life, and I'm so thankful for that. In this order here, Natasha. The second is PK. We didn't have a name for him. We didn't want to name him after me. My wife said, no, don't name him after you. So we named him Pernell Carl, and Pernell is from the character from Bonanza. My wife had the, a magazine there. And the name Pernell was there, and that's how we came up with PK. And this is Malcolm here, Malcolm in the middle. He's number 3, and he's in the middle. He's also a goalie. I want to play goalie. I want to be a goalie, and if you don't let me be a goalie, I'm going to quit. Jordan, the youngest, when it comes to running, he'd be the fastest. He took that from his mom because Maria was a track athlete. You know, I'm so happy for all of them that they were able to reach their potential, and our family, and we were able to help them and to support them to do just that. The Jamaican influence was there. They lived that culture in our home. They know the Jamaican patois. You know, just ask PK to speak it for you. You know, he'll fire off a couple lines. The food, wow. They curry goat and oxtail and roti, and I baked, Maria baked. They know about sorrel and cockatoo, all the food. And for many of the Jamaican parents I know, love came first. They fed you out of love. They encouraged you through love. It's really hard to make it in this world without family, especially a loving family. The story of Team Subban, and when it comes to hockey, PK and Malcolm and Jordan, once they started to climb the hockey ladder, people started to notice. So the question I was asked over and over, how we did it. To have 3 boys who eventually played professional hockey. And so that is the reason why I wrote the book, to tell that story. And there we are here. We were living in Etobicoke. That's where I made the backyard rink every year. We didn't start out skating to make NHL hockey players. We just loved the sport. We skated as a family, and PK, Malcolm, and Jordan, they have 2 older sisters. They should get more of the credit for teaching them how to skate, okay? The boys all started out using used equipment. And so I remember sitting there the Friday night at home with this bag of equipment, and it was like a puzzle. You ever tried putting a puzzle together without a picture? I knew where the helmet, where I needed to fit the helmet, and I knew where to put the feet into the skates. Other than that, it was like, you know what I mean? But we figured it out. They would shoot pucks in the basement. They would stick handle with the golf balls in the driveway. And when it was winter, we'd skate in the backyard. Hockey was a way of life. It became a strength that gave them the confidence and identity and that they needed to go as far as they did. You know, all 3 of them, you know, you wonder why they were motivated. Well, what we have to find are ways to inspire them. The junior Canadians, and this is Steven Stamkos here and Chris Tanev. He was a defenseman on that team. Wow, look at this. In Columbus, Ohio, PK would have been happy with any team, but obviously he knew that how much I love the Canadians. I believe I had a dream for them, but then it became their dream. And I'm so happy that they went as far as they were able to go.
Le Club de Hockey Canadien est fier de sélectionner
the Buffalo Bulls, PK Subban.
On behalf of the Boston Bruins, we'd like to announce our selection, and it's Malcolm Subban from the Belleville Bulls.
We're talking about a player who didn't start playing goal until he was 12 years old. And they used the legs of a piano as the goal. And PK and his youngest brother, Jordan, would take shots. And he finally convinced his dad, Carl, you gotta let me play net. I wanna play net. Yeah, unbelievable to think a family immigrates from Jamaica to Toronto and puts potentially 3 kids in the National Hockey League. Carl and Maria, a proud day for them.
Number 115. Jordan Subban, the 3rd of the Subban brothers. How many times growing up did you guys sit and talk about this?
We've always been competitors and joking around just about who's going to go higher and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool to be able to have all 3 of us drafted, and I know my parents are really proud.
What a hockey family the Subbans are now. And best of luck to all 3 of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, James.
I don't know how many hockey dads or parent can say they've lived that dream. Coming from where I am, look, this is where I'm from. A place of mango trees, coconut trees, beach, sunshine. Moved to Canada because of my family. Got into hockey because of those kids who decided to be helpful, not hurtful. And then falling in love with the sport. And then having your kid drafted. It's like a dream. And you know, if it is still a dream, don't wake me up. When I was raising the boys in hockey, we did not see many people of color. Everyone in the arena knew who that black player on the ice, who his parents were, because Maria and Carl were the only 2 black families in the arena. By the time Jordan came, it was a lot different. And today, sometimes, it might be the white families in the arenas who are standing out. You can see in professional hockey, too, and the players on the TV are looking so different today than they did when PK, Malcolm, and Jordan were starting out. Introducing hockey to Jamaica, I mean, we do have a national hockey team, but we need an ice rink in Jamaica in order to become part of the federation so that we can play internationally. It's a sport that's like a magnet, and it's pulling so many people to the game and to play the game. All they lack is the opportunity. So once a rink is built here in Jamaica, I'm quite sure you're gonna see hockey players being produced here.
This is the spot, eh?
This is the spot. Part of it, development of the hotel, ice arena, and everything be down here. This is a local Jamaican beach. We would keep it local for the Jamaicans.
Oh, good. Worst thing is to come in here and change things and take from the local community. So that's great, Jason. Good stuff.
My name is Jason Swales. I am the CEO of Ice Arena Experts of Canada. We build ice hockey rinks in non-traditional hockey countries. The biggest problem with building ice rinks is it's usually used with private money. Not like in Canada where you have the governments and their tax dollars subsidizing the rinks. The governments don't invest in ice hockey in countries where it's not a national sport or it's not a demanded sport. With private money, there's always a return on investment. And so our mandate is to build the most efficient rinks without sacrificing any of the quality. In doing that, we have now implemented solar panels into our systems and also PCM, which is phase-changing material. So what we call it is thermal storage. Once we solidify the PCM material, we utilize that thermal storage inside that PCM when the sun's not available to us, so we don't have to draw power from the grid. Electricity is probably 60% of the overall cost of every rink. So if we can eliminate even 60-70% of that cost, that's how fast we can accelerate that ROI. And when I first came up with the concept, a lot of people just laughed at it. But then when I built the 2 rinks in Thailand, those smiles weren't there anymore, and then they realized how real it is. It's not like it's an isolated sport to the countries that we traditionally think about. It's out there and it's growing fast. And so this could be the next game changer for ice rinks all over the world.
I know it's a tough question. Obviously, you know, there's a lot that has to be done, but a ballpark on your dream and when this could actually start, you know, 5-10 years, what do you think?
No, I think reality will probably be able to start this beginning of next year.
Really?
Or midway through next year.
This is the first time since I've known you that you've actually put a very short time frame on your ballpark estimate. You've never done that before, so that's very encouraging.
Graham and I have been working on this for 10 years. We've had some help with the Jamaican government helping to us identify these properties, and we have their full support and commitment that they're going to do what they can to help us. We do believe that the Jamaican people will pick up on it real quick. Well, Graham's very passionate about that, and I respect that deeply. Him being of Jamaican heritage, him coming down here has a big impact on the local people. He's one of them, right? He's a Jamaican boy that made good and made the NHL, and what better person to bring that to Jamaica than Graham? The land development will start from that wall. This resort hotel with the ice rink. We use it for multi-purpose events, much like the NHL does in their bigger arenas. With the additional revenue, with the lower rink costs, we'd like to put the money back into the programs for the kids so the local kids could learn how to play for free.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're talking my language, man.
Yeah, we provide equipment and ice rentals and stuff for them so that they could have the opportunity to do it too.
Oh,
ice hockey is
wonderful.
Typically a pretty expensive sport, and we don't want to exclude the local people from being able to play that.
This is a dream of mine. I've been thinking about this for decades, and then to see that it's close to coming to fruition is just really, really empowering and really exciting.
I want to bring hockey to non-traditional countries because I want to be able to bring something to the youth that's fresh and new. Hockey is one of the best sports in the world that teaches you discipline, hard work, work ethic, fair play, and that is a mandate of Graham's as much as it is mine. Maybe if we just change the lives of a few kids here, it's still worth it for us. On the upscale too of all of this, it gives the Jamaican ice hockey team that plays in the IIHF a chance to actually become not an associate member, but a full-pledged member. Once they're a full-pledged member, they can start competing in IIHF events and start moving up the rankings and getting higher up and getting closer to that dream of actually possibly playing in the Olympics one year. I'll be most excited, I think, for the Jamaican people. This is something they deserve. They need it here. It's gonna have to happen. One way or another, we'll get it done. But I'm gonna be more excited for the Jamaican people because this is for them. We wanna build this for them.
I can't imagine a better spot, you know, for something like this. Can you imagine, you know, you play a hockey game, then instead of taking a shower, coming in, taking a dip in the ocean? I mean, what better way to cool down after a tough game, eh?
I'm pretty sure that's every Canadian's dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Come off the ice and go right into the ocean.
It's been 40 years since I've been here, really, and now to think that I'm coming here to see what could be the foundation of a hockey program here, just it's really emotional. I feel emotional about it. I can't believe it's actually possible. And so just again, I thank you so much for including me and for bringing me here and showing me around. It's remarkable, really remarkable, Jason, honestly.
10 years, man. We've been doing this together.
Well, thank you.
We're not going to go on without you.
It's so crazy.